Oh, don't ever. Oh, say this. Never let by you. Don't be that my level. Come on, don't pass a walk on the Jima. Look for me. Go to the That's a big. I'm more you me from Medro. Mila Hanani. Let me let back as you may let back with the now. You, I'm going to follow. That's it. Oh, you weather. We are going to wipe death, sickness, poverty, and everything, and give it to them. That's what we do by day. Listen, come around. This is where I think that. Just look.
If you were looking for answers for something you earnestly needed, would you consider going to the shrine? You know that traditional African spirituality has in many ways been tagged archaic and demonic. But have you really ever thought of digging in to find out how different this is from your religious beliefs? So today on People and Places, we are spending the day with Christopher, who operates a huge shrine here in Accra. Come with us. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You just lock the door and then we can go.
So, I've been curious.
This is my tool.
Yeah.
my tool, my computer. When I say computer, this is not a modern day computer. It's a universal computer that can see anywhere. It's the magic mirror.
Okay.
It's the one that is in here. So that's the one I use in working.
Okay.
It's for divination. When I want to divine, go beyond the human eyes, beyond the human senses.
So, where are we going?
Yeah, my daily plan or daily activities, whether I call it plan or activities, I don't know. But it's like I wake up, I go for a walk, and then come back, take shower, take my breakfast. And then if nobody comes to meet me here for consultation, then I go to the shrine. And then sometimes people call me to book an appointment to meet me, and sometimes also they ask me to buy some items for them.
Okay.
Maybe they had already come for a reading.
Okay.
And then we need to do certain things for them, and they don't know where to buy the items. So they ask me if I could buy the items on their behalf. So they send me money, and then I go. Sometimes I'll buy it, and then they'll reimburse me when they come. So today we are going to the spiritual shop where I buy my spiritual oils and perfumes and other items like incense and all kind of things. And this shop I've been working with them for the past 15, 16 years. So because they sell the original item. There's a lot of fake spiritual oils in market, and if you use those fake ones, you cannot achieve the result that you want when you do a work for someone. So I always look for where I can buy the original ones, and I use them, though they are more expensive than the fake ones, but then I want to achieve a maximum effect and results in my work, so I go to where I buy the original one. So now we are going to one of the shops to buy the oil. Then from there we will go to the market to go and buy chameleon, live one.
Wow.
Because chameleon by nature changes. That's how God made it, to change. It changes things. So when a person has a situation where things are not moving forward and you want it changed, we use chameleon. Because these are natural laws. Because God made chameleon naturally to be able to adapt and everything and change to situations. So that's exactly what we are going to do today.
Okay.
I had been asked to prepare an aura enhancing soap.
Okay.
For somebody who wants to boost his business, is not moving and it's been at one place for so long. So I'm going to go get the chameleon and get some few other items. Some I bought yesterday, and today I'll go again get some, and then I'll prepare the soap for him, hoping, of course, with the knowledge that his situation will change. No, not only the 6 flowers.
Any other thing.
The good ones are made here now.
On that license of the parent companies who are outside.
Oh, okay.
But they have some that are kind of like a fake also coming from outside, and then they sell them. So then if you don't know it, you go and buy them. You won't get to what you want to do. This is the work we go through every day when you are doing things for people. No, this work is very interesting. It's very, very interesting. The work.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. I like it.
Okay.
Yes.
Even though our people don't really understand.
Yeah, but you see, all these people in the market also have to eat, and they are selling items. Yes, somebody has to buy it, and then if you don't know what to do, how will you go and buy it? For you, it does not mean anything. This is Aziz. He's the one who sells all my talismans. whatever I am doing, because he is a very specialist in this. And he has been sewing my talismans since my children were small. So now they are very big boys. So they are all like a family.
Oh.
Yes. So this is, you see them.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I was so scared. Oh.
So here they are the chameleons.
Oh.
Different. So you see this is having a different color. But it's the same, it can turn into green. It can change other colors. Even if you start looking at this, your clothing, after some time it will start to, it adapts. So that's why it's very, very important in spiritual things. So I'm going to get one. Minam Konko.
Okay.
You are scared already.
Scared. So which one are we getting?
I'm getting this big one because it looks very strong.
Okay.
You see, when you are doing things with spiritual things, don't get things that are weak, because we are putting energy. Like Alaji said, everything is energy. When the light bulb is very weak, you can't see very well because the energy is not enough. So when you get a live one which is very active, so what the purpose for which you have gotten it, you achieve it. But if it is weak, like 3 days ago I bought one, and before I got home it died. But I didn't come directly. They packaged it and sent it. By the time I took it home, it died. And then yesterday I came and I selected a bigger and a stronger one for myself, and it is alive. And then again I am going to buy another one now, which is, so I will select the strong one.
Okay.
Yeah, the stronger one.
Depending on what you are preparing, that's when you get.
But usually, if the thing is we need a chameleon to use, we use chameleon. It's not everything that you do you use chameleon for, but the things that chameleon is supposed to be used for are the things we use it for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there was a smaller one that was
like
active,
this,
you
like
would
this
have,
small.
Yeah, like this one. That's
Yeah, but then I would rather prefer a bigger and a stronger one. Yeah, I always go for the bigger and the stronger one. So I'm going to get it out now.
Oh.
Yes.
They don't bite, do they?
Chameleons by nature won't bite you, but then spiritually, if somebody send it to bite you, it can bite you.
Ouch. Okay.
Okay. So this is it.
Can we put it in now so that like
I want to lock this place first.
Okay.
Because they are so slicky, and they can easily escape. And you won't find them because they can just adapt to the color, and that's it, and you can't find them. And they are gone, and they will wait until nobody is there, and they will go their way. Okay. So now we are done with this one. So this is the shop. It's called Larba. Larba is the girl who sells. Yeah, I used to buy from the mother, and then later from her. And all these people on this line, they are all my customers. I buy from them. So each time I come, even if I don't come directly, I can send someone to, because I get genuine things that are authentic, that I can use. So I buy from them. I don't buy from other places.
So from here?
From here, we are going to the shrine. Okay. Straight to the shrine from here.
Okay.
So this, we will be using it towards when the sun comes down.
Okay.
We'll not use it in the hot afternoon. So when the sun comes down, then we start preparing the aura enhancing soap.
As you hear, we are going to the shrine. I mean, this is just the beginning. Also, finally, we are here at the shrine. This is where everything happens. As you can see, we didn't come empty-handed. We came with something for the gods. Let's go and knock on their door.
Yeah. You, amen. Okay. You want me always. when I'm going to you always us here. My dog banana, talk with Damaliari, and the Mavaho, I'm a Juro. Oh, talk with Damalia. Woke Madonu Basabu, but Jim Allen come and go not a pay. Oh, Millie, I feel baby for me, Juro over me. Well, if I mean, we tell very any potane or tono potane, go. About tea and Agberry, a cabunado, and ya tea and Agberry, no matter go. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our shrine.
Thank you.
How did you come?
We came with some gifts for
the ancestors.
Ancestors, yes.
When I tell you, Miho, Godogo Queramaka Casinco. Yo, Akbe, Miho Godogodoro, if you Pogatri, if you Jaha, Covenant Togu, Venono, Hora now. Oh, no got body akpe. What I am saying is that wherever you got money from before buying the drink for the ancestors, you should get them back thousands of times back to you.
Amen.
Okay. This is a place we call the anchor of the house.
Should I go now?
Yes, we'll go down. This is the anchor of the house. So in our language, we call it apeli, like the apeli is like the anchor. Here,
the house.
Yeah, here there are so many things underground. Some Jewish, some Arabic, some and all those things that I have learned around the world is what we anchor here. That's what we were saying at the shop there, that in spirituality there is nothing about religion. We are not Muslim, we are not Christians, we are not anything. We are just looking for the truth, and wherever we find the truth, we follow. That we leave the religious aspect out of the whole thing, and we look for the truth, which is God. Me otonyo kosi puku akubia yo no akoso agoku tefe no ba kwa ha foni koku geje tasinya mo si fusi jam koso abra ko bra mi ba kwa me mama yen gbodwe mbara to gbonya agoku kofi akubia mensa dori efe be peku no me yo mi o pete me yo foni Celestine ya akubia Katrina akubia foni asense ko jo foni ya oben akubia mba kwa ha me mama yen gbodwe mbara agoku kofi na pete mba kwa ha fa gudu me ne fa ni mi no lo agbe me ne fa mi no gudu Chichi ogbebere amijere meje gaji gamegaseun no sese lekele ko fu amideji koro bobo na agbele sese na mi apa mi na me ne bobo e fe me mi ngere re fe me ne bobo lo e cho e ba yen leti de katututu yo na mi dudu e mi poji jore mi an mi na me ne tro ni wo pete ne tro na me ne fa ni mi no. I was born into a Christian and a traditional family. My mother is a Catholic. My father is a Presbyterian. But my grandfather was a traditionalist. So I was born into this, but we were actually raised on the mission compound. So we weren't really having a chance to go to our grandfather or to see all these things, but our grandfather was the base of the whole family. But then I had this interest from a childhood. I was born a sick child. So from my childhood, my mother had taken me from one place to another just to keep me alive, just to make so that I can be alive. So all that had also played a role in my finally deciding to become a traditional African spiritualist.
But many people associate this practice with evil.
Yes.
I don't know what.
No, it's okay. You see, you have to demystify the African's mind to tell them that they are also human beings and they also matter. They also have knowledge and wisdom. You know how I classify what people call juju? Knowledge and wisdom. You see this plant? You see it has got all thorns.
Yeah.
Can you go and embrace it?
No.
Huh? Why?
Because it's going to get.
Because it will pinch you. That's how juju is like. So, but if you are stupid and you are ignorant, you go and embrace it. And then when it pinches you, you say the tree is a very bad tree.
When people come here, what kind of consultation do they normally
Oh, when people come here for consultation, they come for almost everything that worries human being. Anything that worries human being, they come for that. So people come because they want their job, people to be okay. People may come because they want a wife. People may come because they want a good husband. People may come because they are sick. People may come because they want something that is not right. People are also coming because they want to learn about themselves. They want to know themselves. They want to see what is wrong with them, why others are succeeding, but they are not succeeding. What is wrong with me? I mean, they have gone to all the prayer camps. They have gone to all the great pastors. At the end of the day, they remain where they are, and they want to know what is wrong with them. If God has created everybody to be happy, why am I not happy? Why is not happening to me? And such people come and do consultation, and then we go through the oracle and try to direct them and tell them this, that is what is wrong with your life. So when you fix this and fix that, things will start going on well. And when we do, things start moving.
Okay. So what kind of people come here?
Also, pastors are coming, reverend fathers are coming, Ashawa is coming, thieves are coming, policeman is coming. You just mention it. Politician is coming. Everybody comes. Just like everybody is a human being. We all have, whether you are a father, a pastor, a politician, a thief, a shower, you have needs. You need you have your life. You need certain things in your life. So it's not limited. That's why we are not a religious people here. Muslims are coming, Hindus are coming, Christians are coming. Everybody comes. We try as much as possible to cut away ourselves from religion, whereby saying that it is only this way or that way before you see God. Before the white man came here, our grandfathers, our ancestors have names for God. Each particular ethnic group has got a name for God. So how can you say that it was a white man who came and taught us what God is? Yes, they brought what they call their God to us, and we have forgotten our own, or we threw away ours and embraced their own. And they have taken, Jomo Kenyatta said when the white man came to Africa, he brought the Bible. He gave us the Bible, and we hold the Bible, and they took our land and our wealth from us, which is true. We are now holding the Bible. You know, look at our country, Ghana. There's oil, there is gold, there is bauxite, there is manganese, there is timber. How many Ghanaians are benefiting from this oil, from this timber, from this gold, from that? Let's face reality. If anybody is benefiting, probably the businessman and the politician and his partner from Europe or from wherever in the world. The rest of the people are suffering. Even the people working there are suffering. The people who own the land are suffering. The people who are in the area where they are digging gold, when you see their life, you will never want to be in a golden land or Gold Coast. But the people who don't even have gold in their land, they have building golden temples and golden mansions and palaces with gold. When you open their vault, if you see the kind of the amount of gold they pack there, you'll be wondering why. How many Ghanaians wear gold like this? How many Ghanaians will see real gold and wear it? No. Wear something they call it Cooper, which is a mixture of brass and copper and some little gold. And we are very proud. Meanwhile, we call ourselves from Gold Coast.
When someone comes in for consultation, are they bound to the shrine for life?
No. Nobody is bound to anywhere or this shrine for life. We are teaching. When you come here, we teach you about life. If you are a Christian, we'll teach you to be a good Christian. Now, a lot of time, people who come here, who will come and say, hey, somebody has done something to me and I'm so pissed off and I want you to kill the person for me or do that for me, are Christians.
So
unfortunately, there are only Christians who come for that. And we tell them that's not what we do here. Because their image and their conception of traditional spirituality is evil. Because that's what they told them. So when they are tired with whatever the church was doing and they could not find answer with their prayers and everything, they couldn't find answer. Then they think that when they come here, because devil is just beside us, and they will ask the devil now to go and do dirty work for them, which is never true. Okay. Human beings are devil. There is no devil anywhere. It is we human beings who are the devil.
So, married? How many
Yes,
kids?
I'm married.
Are
I'm
they
married
all
with
in the
I'm married with different children. I'm married with different children. Yeah. I don't force my children to follow my path. I only, as a father, I teach them the truth, tell them the truth, but it's up to them whether to follow the truth or decide not to follow the truth. Yeah.
How expensive is it to come and consult?
Spirituality in general is expensive. If you don't have the heart for it and it is not a very strong desire, you cannot be a spiritualist, because a lot of things are expensive. Buying of items, ceremonies, rituals, and all these things, they are expensive because you have to buy things to do. For our consultation here, we take 300 Ghana cedis, plus 2 bottles of Beefeater dry gin as a consultation. After the consultation, whatever we see in the consultation, we will tell you, and then we will tell you what things to do to solve it. If you want to solve it, fine. If you don't want to solve it, that's your problem. We've told you. And when people from outside Ghana, because we have to go across oceans and mountains to get your information. You may be in the US, you may be in China, and you want us to consult like what we just did with that guy in Thailand. He is in Thailand, but we are consulting here, and I think we have got the real problem of the man, which is money, which we were saying nothing is happening well. So later it is confirmed that really nothing is happening. He used to have money, but he borrowed money to a lot of people, and now the people are not even paying him, and he's having a difficulty. That's why they were trying to consult us.
But if you give a client specific instructions and they don't follow,
that's their problem.
What happens to them?
No, because you see, when if I tell you don't put your hand into fire, you go and put your hand into fire. It's your palaver who is going to feel the pain, not me.
It means that they will not get the benefit of what
if you know this our traditional spiritual thing. It's like science. It's following it's a formula. You apply the formula. If the formula is not right, you cannot get the effect. It's not like just having faith. We don't believe in faith here. It's not faith. You have faith, whether it works or it's faith. You say God will do it, and when you must use spirit and ritual to work together to create change in nature. So if I give you directions and give you instructions and advise you that do this, do that, and you are not interested, I mean, it's who is suffering. It's you who is suffering. If you don't follow it, it's you who has your problem you are trying to overcome, and then they told you what you should do and you don't want. I mean, that's your palaver.
Is this a full-time job, or there is something else you do aside?
Oh, as at now, it's like a full-time job, because the number of people who call and come to me are many, and I can't do otherwise. I can't do any other job. Apart from the magic, the entertainment magic that I would do to entertain people when people offer me a contract to entertain their guests or their clients, yes, then I do that as a part-time. I used to be a full-time professional magician, but now I am into spirituality, and the magic is a background thing, and it's only done once in a while when people who know me and invite me to come and perform magical entertainment for them. But then you should always know that magical entertainment is not spirituality. So people should not confuse that maybe because I'm a magician, so what I do here is magic. No. I'm doing African traditional spirituality, which is totally different from entertainment magic. It's a total different thing, but a lot of people don't know the difference. That's why the pastors and some other traditional spiritualists are fooling people with magic. We don't do that at Afrikan Magick Temple. We teach the real thing, and we do the real thing here. So, as at now, I'm doing this spiritual work as a full-time. Maybe in the future, when my children grow and they want to take it over, I may go into another thing. But for now, I am doing this because students from different universities around the world come here to study. From Legon, from Department of African Studies, from Utrecht University, from University of Missouri, St. Louis, New York University in Dubai, Middlebury College in Vermont, and this month semester at sea. Students are coming here to also learn something. So it is more like a full-time job now.
Okay, so thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Well, so this is how our day with Christopher von Kujovi. He is the custodian of Afrikan Magick Temple on the Spintex Road. We hope that you enjoyed our time. We will come your way another time on People and Places.
I really don't believe in those kind of juju sort of things. Even though I know our forefathers believed so much in it, but I personally do not believe in it.
No, it's not a bad thing. It is our tradition. So it is a good thing for Africans.
Juju is not good. It's something you can use it to charm somebody or you use it to kill somebody. So as for juju, it's not good.
It's some traditional way for some of the peoples to also worshiping, but it's not good because they can use also to kill, to spoil things, and also they can use also to make money. All is not good.
Traditional West African spiritualism, known commonly as Vodou and pejoratively as Juju, is a subject of debate and no small amount of stigma within Ghana. I have been training to be a Vodou spiritualist, or Boko, for the past 8 years. My first teacher is my father, Christopher von Kujovi, a Boko who runs his own shrine in Accra.
People don't understand spirituality. The African is the only one who knows about every religion in the world except their own religion or their own tradition. They'll just tell you it's evil. That's their only answer. They'll tell you, oh, it is evil. It is satanic. Finish.
Beginning in the late 15th century, Europeans established trade posts on the west coast of Africa, brutally subjugating much of the indigenous population into the slave trade. In the late 17th century, colonization occurred in southern Africa, followed by the rest of the continent at the end of the 19th century. These imperial forces were eager to control not only regional economies, but also regional cultures, especially religion. Christianity was imposed through force, missionary campaigns, education, and even healthcare. Labeled primitive and even satanic, traditional spiritual practices were condemned by the colonial masters. This disdain of local spirituality persists to this day.
Africans have been so indoctrinated to the point that they don't look at their own knowledge and wisdom that have been passed on by the ancestors, but they are just following the oppressor, thinking that whatever comes from the foreign land is better than what we have here. We have gold, we have diamond, we have bauxite, we have timber, we have almost all the natural resources in our continent. Yet still, we are the poorest of the poor. How and why? It's because we have forgotten about our tradition.
When my father expresses this indignation about forgotten traditions, I know that he is talking about the sense of community and solidarity that is characteristic of West African culture. I know he is saddened by how much that sense of community has been damaged by Africa's oppressors.
So a lot of the spiritual practice is around family, because I think in many African cultures, family is one of the most important things, because that's how you survive. And some of these rituals really help create that sense of society, and that's something that I really value.
Another core value of Vodou is the veneration and respect for nature.
Does it mean something?
Yes.
The belief in the spirits inhabiting nature has been decried as superstitious, but to me, this aspect of Vodou has particular resonance in our current era of environmental crisis.
The same bitter leaf.
Yeah. Wash it and then chew it and swallow the water.
You need to know herbs. You need to know the combination of different herbs. For this sickness, what herbs do you combine? In African traditional belief, we believe nature is God, and God is nature. Nature, all trees, animals, plants, water, rivers, whatever you see is what form God. We respect God by respecting nature.
When I was growing up, I didn't really think about the environment, to be very honest, but more and more I start to realize how intertwined my practice is with nature and the environment, that practicing African spiritual practice makes you want to protect the environment more, because if they destroy all the herbs and all the plants, then all our practices goes useless.
So if you see God in nature and see nature in God, you will respect the world. You will not just go cutting down trees. You're not just killing people. You don't just go killing animals for fun.
We don't believe in the killing of animals just for the sake of killing. It should be for some meaningful purpose. And so the whole animal is used after a sacrifice.
One of the most common misconceptions about Vodou is that its practitioners lack respect for life. Many Ghanaians believe in the potency of Vodou practices, but fear them because they associate the power to summon nature spirits with the power to kill or cheat others. The film industries in both Africa and the West encourage this interpretation.
Are you ready?
Those who have studied Vodou, of course, present a more nuanced understanding of spiritual power.
Like a knife. You can use it to cut bread and cook food and people. That same knife, you can use it to kill people. So the knife is not what is wrong. It is the person who holds the knife that is either wrong person or a good person. Yeah. So and people put fear into others just to make what people call juju so scary that people cannot come closer to. We have to modernize things. If we are going to move So we to ask a shoe what is today is just the same like we asking sapata. You know sapata?
I've heard of
that. That is babaluaye in Yoruba.
Yes, yes.
Okay, it means sapata, and sapata is the one in Voodoo responsible for the earth and whatever is going in the earth. That is what Voodoo says, not more like a labor or a shoe. For a shoe in our tradition of Ewe Voodoo, he is the messenger between the gods and the human beings. So whenever we want to send any message into the psychic plane, we pass it to a shoe to take it. And when we need to receive information, we ask the shoe what the gods are saying. So like today, it will be more like sapata. That's why certain kind of sicknesses happen. I think before coronavirus came, my wife and my children were here, and then we were doing a reading. That was end of year reading, and they told us that there is going to be some kind of sickness that will be coming. So we should do certain rituals for Sapata or Babaluaye. So I did it here, and I did it in my other house or my residence. My children left, went back to Japan, and then the sickness came. God so good, it did not affect them at all for a very, very long time. And I think when my wife went to be the head of international hostel, that's when she got. When did you get the coronavirus?
2021.
Yeah, so somewhere, but my children were working everywhere, and people were having coronavirus around them, but nothing happened to them. So we will rather ask what is Babalu Aye or Sapata saying of the world. It is just the distraction that is going on, and it is up to us as individuals. Because if you want to say group, most of the people who are even fighting for climate change and all this are doing business. They don't mean it. They are just trying to make money. They don't really care. So we as individuals should care for nature and teach our children to respect and care for nature. That's what I would say in this case. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us. I wanted to. I was really inspired by the young men that were drumming outside and kind of gathering when we were coming in. And I'd just like you to speak to the impact that the shrine has had on young people, young men that are kind of coming through. I work with a lot of young men back home.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said already, you need to teach your children, and then they will grow and teach their children. And that's what we have been doing. Most of the young men here, they came from the village, but they had lived with me. I have a shrine in the village too. And then when they came to Accra to live with me, they were all coming from Christian background. But then by looking at me, the way I do things and the way my children and my wife and all of us, they begin to learn, and now they have abandoned their church and they are trying to teach their peers about this. That's why we see a lot of them coming. So it is just tell people the truth. Just simple as that. If you're able to tell a child the truth, the child will understand. And when the child understood you, he will be able to teach another person. So the impact on them is because the way I live my life. That's why. Senna, can you hear us?
Oh. We can't hear him. We can't hear him.
We can't hear Senna. So I think you can also ask him, we're going to ask some questions to him. Yeah. They will decide. Sir, is it the one in Edinburgh? Yeah, he is now. He was in the Middlebury College, but both of them were in Middlebury. But they both completed, and he has finished his master's, and he's now working in China.
he and the junior one were the ones who actually made their college to come and set up the shrine. We had this for over 30 years, but I wasn't for the public. I was only helping my children. But they were saying, no, Papa, you must teach other people. You cannot just keep it to yourself. And then they made the university to come over and send people to come and set up all the internet and everything for us. So
the mic's on in there, and it's giving feedback to the speaker in here. Yeah, so it's.
Bokonduku, what is happening in the engine room? Bokoko, tell Said to close this box.
Okay.
But he's he's with me. How can they work on everything that they said already? Even network can do that. Network.
Hold on.
Okay, guys.
Sarah, you can talk. They hear you.
Can they hear me? Yes. Can they hear me?
Yes. Turn the mic off.
Can you
microphone?
Oh.
Hello.
Can
you hear us?
Hello, everybody.
Can you hear us?
I'm very honored to be here virtually with you and to participate in this discovering activity for all of you. And I want to thank the organizers of this event. And I also want to thank my parents, my father, Christopher Vukujovi, who taught me all I know, and also my mother, who helped me and supported me and comforted me so that I can be who I am. My name is Sena Vonkujovi. I am a son of Christopher Vonkujovi. I am now based in China, Beijing, and I am doing the work of the ancestors. Even though I'm here, I am doing work remotely. And I have all the voodoos that are in Afrikan Magick Temple and are doing the work that needs to be done. And I want to touch on things that will be relevant. And the first topic that I want to touch on is voodoo as more than just religion. Voodoo as African indigenous science. This is something that I want to speak about a little bit for people to understand. I feel that when we look at African indigenous traditions and we look at African religions, there is a tendency for us to look at them as things that are just religious and just based on belief. But this is very insignificant, and it's a reductionary in what actually it is. And the truth is that we have to really question and critically examine ourselves as people of African descent to think and say that did African people not have scientific knowledge before the introduction of white people? And when we look deeply into our traditions, we see that that is not the case. That African people, as the first people that created civilization, was first people that were the root of civilization, they had their own understandings of the world. They had their own understanding of science. They had their own understanding of the way things would be. But that understanding and that scientific knowledge has not been acknowledged in the Western world, whether that's in the US or wherever it may be. And for me, I feel that we, as people of African descent, me as a person of African descent, that is half Japanese, half Ghanaian, that is living now in China with my roots in Japan, I feel like these are things that we need to critically examine as people of African descent because this is very, very, very important. It's important for us to be able to understand what are the scientific contributions of African people, whether that's in herbal wisdom, whether that's in psychology, whether it's in anything that the Western world does not understand. It's very important for us to be able to critically examine ourselves, to be able to push forth our agenda and bodies that are around us that we feel that do not really exist or are just things that we should just take for granted. These things are things that we, as Afabokos and voodoo priests, we use these energies to be able to help people, not just our families, but we used to help ourselves and to help people that consult us. And so I want us to expand our understanding of African spirituality to beyond just religion and spirituality, to the level of science, not religion, to the level of science to say this is what our people for thousands of years have been able to put on as indigenous and empirical herbal science. And this is why what we are doing is not just a issue of religion or spirituality. It's an issue of African indigenous knowledge. It's an issue of African indigenous science. And I'm very happy that all of you have been able to come to African Magic Temple. I'm happy that you all have been able to meet my father. I'm happy that you've all been able to meet my mother, who has been a very critical point in me and my father and for the family to be able to do what we do. And I also want to make a point for people who are saying that if you are non-African, you cannot do what we are doing. I do not think that is so. The issue is that nature does not discriminate. And the fact that me, as a person of Japanese descent, Japanese blood, of samurai blood, I'm able to contribute in a way that has contributed for all of you to be in AMT today. That shows that the fact that people of other practices or other religions or other ethnic groups can contribute to Vodou and contribute to Vodou is very important. And we need to be able to evaluate who are those people outside of our African traditions that are actually for us versus people who are from outside traditions that are not for us. We as African descent people need to be able to decipher these things. But for me personally, I think that we need to take an approach that we need to approach and accept the fact that what we are doing is not just an African thing, it's a nature-based thing. African people have been able to understand these things, but the things that are doing, the herbs that we're dealing with, me as a person who has studied African tradition as well as Chinese traditional medicine, I realized that traditional medicine in China, we in China they also accept people and accept herbs and they work with herbs that are in Africa in a way that I did not even accept or I did not even understand. But when I deal with the herbs, I realize that herbs do not discriminate. Herbs exist everywhere. And so we as African people, we want to strengthen ourselves. I agree 100%. I support it 100%. But the way we can do it is not to be in an exclusionary version to say that it is just only people of African descent or people of Ghanaian descent that should do that. But it should be a way that will be accepting of other people while being very clear that we as African descent people, this is what we want. When we can know what we want, we can accept other people or other traditions or other civilizations or other people in a way that fits what we want. And that's what I want to share as my personal message. And I'm very happy that all of you are there. I'm very grateful that my mother, my father are all there at African Magic Temple. My brothers and my sisters are there. And I can only wish you all the best will. I am here in Beijing. I am here in my shrine, and I can show you my shrine. This is my shrine here. This room here is a room only dedicated to my voodoos. We're here, you see Voodoo Jomata, which is the patron spirit of African Magic Temple. We have Subu, we have Legba, which you fed goats to. We have Mami Wata, we have Afara Anagono, we have Awudi. We have all the voodoos that are in African Magic Temple that are here, that are representing us here. And I am doing my best to represent African Magic Temple, our traditions of our ancestors, in a way that will respect them and to dignify them. So I'm very happy that you are there in African Magic Temple. And if you are interested, please follow our work. And thank you very much for coming to our shrine. And that will be
So, any more questions?
Let's try to round up the questions. Maybe a few more questions then.
How important is spiritual hygiene? And like, I noticed for you guys, you seem to have like a different space that is your spiritual home, you know, away from your residence. So what type of advice do you have for people about their own spiritual hygiene?
I don't really get your question.
The work that you do on behalf of others, would you do that in your own house, or would you do that somewhere else, or should you keep them separate? Should you have them together?
The spirits in you? Is that what your
No.
work?
The spiritual work that you do.
Yes. It does not matter.
You know, your shrine is separate from your own residence, so is that important?
Okay, the reason why I separated the shrine from my residence is when I was in Japan, my shrine was inside my bedroom. My shrine was inside my bedroom. I only put a white calico to divide my bedroom and the shrine. But then I told my spirits that if they are able to bring me back home safely and I establish myself, I'll give them a separate place so that they'll have their own room and I'll have mine. And they fulfilled that, so I gave them their place. It is okay to have your shrine or your spirits with you. It does not matter. But if you see them working for you or you give them a task and they accomplish it and you want to acknowledge them and pay homage and respect to them, you can choose to create a separate place for them so that they are not humans, they are spirits, but of course they are always with us. But you give them their place so that when you go there, you feel like you are going to them. And then you work with them. So that when you are doing your human activities, you don't disturb what they are doing. Yeah, that's why. So, but if you don't have a space, just get a small corner, like give them a place. The spirits are everywhere. They are inside our DNA, so we carry them wherever we go. So the space is really not hot matters. They are already inside you. So you can pray to your spirits anywhere in the world, whether you are having them in this form or anything. They are inside you. Your ancestors are always with you. So once you have the mind to call upon them, they will respond to you. Yes, any more question or more?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much as well for hosting us. In respect to the larger community of practices in Africa, is there an effort still to bring the different traditions in a way of understanding what has to evolve with the continent's future?
I think the different practices are because we have so many different ethnic groups in the continent, and each and every ethnic group has gotten their own way of respecting and showing, paying homage to the divine in whichever way. So there is no need like trying to bring them together, but it's for you as an individual to understand that all this is the same, but only they are in different geographical locations and different ethnic groups. That's why, and language is different, and that's all. That's why for us here, we work with everybody, even with the Muslims and everybody. We don't have any problem, and the Muslims who come here, they are from the northern part of Ghana or from Burkina Faso, from Niger, from Mali. We come here, we do things like we are the same people. We don't see any difference. So it's more of an individual way or individual approach to looking at our tradition as one.
So, and so what I'm taking from your son's pointing as a science,
yes,
the science part suggests as well a common action towards co-creation.
Yes, it's Africa. You see, the voodoo or Ifa or Afa, when we look at it, you can, if you want to look at it as a scientific reason, think about quantum physics. Think of quantum physics. We are here, and somebody is in America. We can do something here, and it will affect somebody far away without any wire or anything between us. It's energy. So, looking at it from a scientific point, it is universal, but then it's how you flow with that energy or waves or vibrations to be able to make a change in nature. That's what it is. But I think for now, our people still believe that it is evil because only the devil can do things very fast. God doesn't do things. No, that's the truth. Because God, according to our people, understanding is that God takes his time before he will answer you. And it's only the devil who can answer you very fast. That's why they believe or they thought that our tradition is evil because we can put things down and it will happen within a short time and answers and results are gotten. But God doesn't do his things like that. I think put the microphone. So,
hello, can you hear me?
Can you put it off?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, to everybody, I am sorry for cutting my father off, but to the question that was asked on the common framework, I want to respond based on what my father has also said, that the idea of the scientific knowledge of African indigenous spiritual science is a very relevant question because it's something that when we think of African traditions, whether that's Voodoo, Ifa, or Candomblé, whatever it may be, it has only been viewed in the view of religion. Okay, to look at it from the perspective of indigenous African science is something that is very new. But, as my father said, to be able to really know why this knowledge is African science and is not something that is the same as religion that was put on Africa, whether that was Christianity or Islam, it is important for that individual to be able to have practical experience in the tradition, whether that is Ifa, Afa, Voodoo, or whatever it may be. When they have that practical experience, they will really appreciate and understand why our ancestors put down the systems that they did. And so, even
even if we want to have a pan-African or an institution or a framework that encapsulates not just an individual, that initiative needs to be driven by individuals that know and have practical experience in African traditional spirituality practically. And when they have that, then they will be the best advocates to push this indigenous African science. And it will not happen when people are superficially looking at African science or African religions and they are just saying Ashe, Ashe, or Orisha, all these things. I will be very frank with you. I have been to America. I was in America in June, and I will be in America next year, and I was in America 2 years ago. There are a lot of African Americans that are more interested in the religious aspect of African spirituality more than the spiritual aspect. They are, because of Christianity and Islam, they are more interested in having African deities that look like Africans and to advocate for that and to be able to push for that more than Christianity or Islam. But the truth of the matter is that that is the same replication of religion. We don't need that as African people. We don't need more African religions or African black deities or African gods just for the sake of it, so that we as African people can feel comfortable that we have African gods. We don't need that. We need African technologies that will actually be able to help African people to be able to move them beyond oppression, to be able to help them practically deal with issues, whether that is legally, whether that is from protesting, or whether that's from Black Lives Matter, whatever it may be. We need technologies and to be have tools that will be able to help us overcome those issues. We don't need more gods. We don't need more Jesuses. We don't need more things that will make us to just believe for the sake of belief. Unfortunately, that's what's happening with Orisha practice, Candomblé practice, and all of this. And we as African Magic Temple, we take a very strong stance against this. If it is that we are just going to believe and to be able to lie to our people who look like us, because they are African descent and we want to make money or whatever. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to give practical cases of how an individual can be able to use African indigenous science, indigenous technology to build themselves. And if a person or an initiate wants to learn that, we are happy to learn that. But if an initiate is more interested in the collective group think of, oh, we need to be African, so we need to have African gods, we are not interested in that, because that for us is the same replication of religion, whether that is from Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, or whatever. So I want to just stress that point that we as African Magic Temple, we are not really interested in the collective movement. We are more interested in individual movement. But the individual movement and individual empowerment of leaders can lead to the collective empowerment of leaders, as our example has shown. And that is the direction that we feel we need to take in order to liberate our people of African descent. So I just wanted to add that as a short response to the question that was asked just right now.
It was very short.
I think we have we ran it out.
Yeah, we'll
someone want to ask one question.
One more question.
Then we ran it out.
Yeah, Papa, we
the
can
time
go
also.
into the reading before.
Yes, we will do that. Because we will be using here to do the reading. So those who will be doing the reading one by one, we will do the reading. Yes, so my sister, ask your question.
I just want to commend you for what you have
Right,
for raising this child. I have to. In this kind of society,
the wife, let's look at the wife too.
When I say you, I mean you as parents.
Thank you.
For raising a child.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
So they are still cooking the goat and the other things, and they're dissecting the chicken. If someone who does not know how to dissect, or you want to see, because I know that we all go to supermarkets and buy chicken and come and cook, but we don't know how. So and then we can quickly take care of the people who want to do the reading, and then after that, if there's any more question you want to ask, we'll do that.
Shem, you can stay. If you know you were listed for a reading today, you can stay. And then every other person, I think we can go out and give space for the private readings that will be done.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah,
Group picture, you don't need to take a outside.
So my wife is suggesting that before the sun goes down, we take a group picture outside, and then while we are preparing for the meeting, and then we get
Papa, let's do the group picture now.
Yeah, because the sun is going down.